Marvel fans love to debate the most impossible and terrifying battles across the multiverse. But few battles feel as shocking, intense, and unpredictable as Zombie Wanda versus Supreme Strange. On one side, we have Zombie Wanda, the undead Scarlet Witch, consumed by hunger yet still wielding her reality-warping chaos magic. On the other side, we face Supreme Strange, the darkest and most powerful variant of Doctor Strange, a sorcerer who absorbed countless magical beings to become the ultimate master of mystic arts. This clash is not just about magic versus magic. It's about corruption versus corruption. Both characters represent a fall from humanity into darker paths. Zombie Wanda lost herself to the hunger of the undead virus, while Supreme Strange sacrificed his morality for ultimate power. Their battle is not a fight of good versus evil, but rather unstoppable destruction versus ultimate control. The question that fans can't resist asking is, if these two corrupted titans of magic went head-to-head, who would win? And more importantly, who is truly more powerful? Today, we break it all down: powers, weaknesses, strategies, and the ultimate outcome. The terrifying power of Zombie Wanda? To understand Zombie Wanda's threat, you must first remember Scarlet Witch at her peak. Wanda Maximoff is one of Marvel's most powerful beings. She has rewritten reality, destroyed armies, and defeated some of the strongest cosmic threats. When she was infected in the Marvel Zombies universe, she did not lose her powers. Instead, she retained them all, but without conscience, compassion, or hesitation. Zombie Wanda is Scarlet Witch unleashed without morality. She uses her chaos magic recklessly, blasting apart enemies and warping reality without thinking about consequences. In the comics and animated interpretations, she has devoured both heroes and civilians. Survivors describe her as an unstoppable force, tearing through anyone in her way. Her abilities include telekinesis strong enough to crush structures, energy blasts powerful enough to vaporize opponents, and reality warping that can twist the battlefield itself. She can dreamwalk, manipulate minds, and shatter magical defenses. What makes her terrifying is not just what she can do, but that she will do it without hesitation. But Zombie Wanda has weaknesses. Her body is still undead. Her flesh decays, her durability is weaker than her living self, and she lacks healing or regeneration. More importantly, she has no strategy, no intelligence guiding her battle. She is driven by primal hunger. This makes her unpredictable but also vulnerable against a tactician who can outsmart her. Against ordinary heroes, she is unbeatable. But against a sorcerer as skilled and resourceful as Supreme Strange, her weaknesses may be exposed. The limitless power of Supreme Strange? Now, let's look at the other side of the battlefield, Supreme Strange, also known as Strange Supreme. Introduced in What If, he is a Doctor Strange variant who fell into corruption. When he lost the love of his life, Christine Palmer, he sought forbidden ways to undo her death. Instead of accepting fate, he consumed magical beings, absorbed their powers, and transformed himself into one of the most powerful sorcerers in existence. Supreme Strange's powers are vast and terrifying. He possesses the same skills as regular Doctor Strange: sorcery, spell casting, teleportation, shields, astral projection, but amplified to godlike levels. By absorbing countless mystical creatures, he gained their abilities: demonic strength, energy manipulation, shadow creatures, enhanced durability, and near mortality. One of his most impressive feats was holding his own against an entire collapsing universe. His magic was strong enough to battle cosmic entities, bend reality, and resist multiversal destruction. He even fought the Watcher, a being who observes all realities, which shows how far beyond human limitations he had climbed. But his greatest strength is also his greatest weakness. Supreme Strange is not just powerful, he is obsessed. His hunger for control and his desperation to fix fate led him down a path of corruption. While he is far more strategic than Zombie Wanda, his arrogance and obsession make him vulnerable to emotional manipulation. Still, in terms of raw versatility, Supreme Strange may be unmatched. He is not just a sorcerer, he is a living arsenal of magical entities, all trapped within him, fueling his dark powers. Against Zombie Wanda, this makes him an opponent who can match chaos magic with sheer magical variety and resilience. When Zombie Wanda and Supreme Strange clash. Now imagine the battle. The battlefield cracks under the weight of chaos magic and eldritch energy. Zombie Wanda hurls reality-warping blasts, her hunger driving her forward like a storm. Supreme Strange counters with shields, portals, and monstrous beings summoned from within himself. The sky bends, the ground splits, and universes tremble. At first, Zombie Wanda's sheer aggression would overwhelm. She attacks relentlessly, without hesitation, unleashing chaos magic that can rip through magical defenses. Strange would be forced on the defensive, summoning creatures and casting barriers just to hold her back. Her unpredictability, driven by primal instinct, could even surprise Strange, forcing him to adapt quickly. But Supreme Strange thrives on adaptation. Unlike Zombie Wanda, he thinks strategically. He does not just attack blindly, he manipulates the flow of battle. He could teleport, trap her in illusions, or summon eldritch horrors to distract her while he prepares stronger spells. His ability to absorb energy and counter magical attacks could eventually neutralize her chaos magic. The key difference lies in control. Zombie Wanda is raw destruction, a wildfire burning everything around her. Supreme Strange is a dark tactician, bending chaos into precision. While she may dominate in the opening phase, his patience, versatility, and resilience would begin to shift the fight in his favor. But there's also the psychological factor. Strange Supreme still retains intellect and memory. He can analyze weaknesses. He would quickly see Zombie Wanda's decaying body and exploit it. He could trap her, outlast her, or even absorb her power, adding her chaos magic to his arsenal. This fight would devastate everything around them, entire realities could crumble under their duel. But ultimately, strategy begins to overcome hunger. Final result. So who would win, and who is more powerful, Zombie Wanda or Supreme Strange? Zombie Wanda is terrifying. She has Scarlet Witch's abilities without restraint, unleashing chaos magic with primal ferocity. Against ordinary heroes, she is unstoppable. But her weaknesses, her decaying form, lack of strategy, and blind hunger, limit her potential in a drawn-out battle. Supreme Strange, however, represents ultimate mastery of forbidden magic. He has the durability, versatility, and intelligence to counter even chaotic threats. He does not just wield magic, he embodies it. His ability to absorb, adapt, and strategize makes him far more resilient than his undead opponent. In terms of raw destruction, Zombie Wanda may seem scarier. But in terms of overall power and capability, Supreme Strange stands above. His control, his variety of abilities, and his mastery of dark sorcery give him the edge. Therefore, the verdict is clear: Supreme Strange would defeat Zombie Wanda. While Zombie Wanda is a storm of chaos, Supreme Strange is the architect of darkness, and in this ultimate battle, control triumphs over hunger. Check out my other videos for more epic character crossovers and battles. Thanks for watching, and stay happy and healthy.